Good day, everybody. Thanks for joining me again. You guys know the routine. Please like and subscribe if you've not already. Just starting out this journey, and I appreciate all the support I can get. Also, if you follow James Pelton, he has a little tweet asking if any newer YouTubers want to come on his channel. If you get a second, let him know that Pocket Aces DM'd him and deserves some time. Today, I'm pretty excited to talk about a project in the making for quite a while now, since February 17th when I had a little look at the Discord. I found out about it near then, or shortly after then. I was kind of new to the scene, but it intrigued me then, and now it seems like an eternity later, and it's finally here, especially in crypto years. It's set to launch September 2nd, and I'd like to have a little look at it, and I did have the opportunity to get in on the whitelist, so I'm going to show you the site, go through the docs a little bit, and give you my input on what I feel about this protocol. So without any further ado, let's get right to it. So as you'll see here, it's like quite a nice website. Lots of detail here, lots of things to look at. For now, I'm just going to quickly head to the docs and take a little look at the white paper. Go through a couple of details here, and then we'll head back and we'll go through what I'm doing. As I said, I was going to be very transparent on all my moves. I'm not necessarily going through all of my moves that I made in the past, but I will over time probably bring them up in videos. But for now, looking at any of my new positions that I'm looking to take. So a couple of things, and right off the bat, it's actually a dual token platform, which I haven't really seen a whole lot of ones take this kind of design out of it. But it has a Scepter token as well as a Baton token, and they both have different kind of ideals inside this. Scepter is an ever-increasing token. Its price will only increase every hour of every day. I don't know if that reminds you of anybody, but it makes me wonder because these guys were out quite a while, or these started their process quite a while ago. So I wonder if somebody got an idea and created something around it. The price Scepter is not set by a DEX, thus it's not subject to ups and downs, but calculated by the master contract. The unconventional way of this price is necessary to ensure that under all market conditions, the token will increase in value. So low risk investment, but still a really neat thing where you can at least put something in, set it and forget it, and gain some profits on the way. Baton is a passive income token. Hold it and receive increasing amounts of airdrops every week in stablecoins. So obviously you can probably see the thing here. It's kind of like a rebasing token, but because it's paid in stablecoins, we don't have to worry about the volatility of the token so much. So instead, the words, as it says, come from their own investment. So it's not being pulled from the Baton token. It's being pulled from the rewards and investments that they do. So that's pretty cool. I apologize, I messed it up here. There's no gambling here, but maths. I noticed that in the Discord quite a bit, and I finally realized when I started reading through the white paper as to why maths was used quite often in their Discord group. So that was kind of cool. The wand model. So I'm just going to open this guy up, and we'll zoom in a tiny bit there. So one platform, many strategies. So the idea here, this is actually fairly straightforward when you look through it. Investors buy a Scepter. A Scepter floor price increases steadily. So that's the whole increasing as it goes. And your simplest way is just to sell Scepter and get USDC. So just a simple hold, and then over time you can pull your tokens out as they've increased in value. If you want to get a little bit riskier, you can burn your Scepter and get Baton. And then in turn, again, you can simply sell your Baton and get USDC. If you hold your Baton, you'll get weekly airdrops in USDC, and you can collect those USDCs, and obviously that's your income sort of thing from the project. So again, you don't necessarily need to move this token around at all, creating a lot of stability in it and able to just keep earning airdrops, which is quite handy. And then you can choose to either reinvest those airdrops back into Scepter, and then in turn either increase your Scepter to make it more passive and more you want to become less risky and make more of your content of your bag be Scepter over time. So keep taking them and reinvesting back in there. Or you can keep cycling them into Baton and again increase your airdrops. So a few different ways that you can kind of play this one. My quick thought right now is I'm going to be putting $500 in, which we'll look at later, 500 USDC. And I'm thinking I'm going to leave 25% in there and then put 75% of that in here or something along those lines when it does launch. And then use my rewards and maybe split it up similarly or something. I'm not quite sure yet, but just sort of an idea I had. So we've kind of gone through that, so we can probably skip to that. So Scepter is 100% backed by stablecoins. So again, and then mathematically, as you read through this, you'll see how and understand how it kind of just keeps perpetuating itself and increasing in value over time. Right now, you'll be buying it. If you have whitelist, you buy it at $1, and then when it releases, it'll be $1.10, and then continue to rise from there. Baton is earned by burning Scepter, as we already said. Like Scepter, the Treasury is meant to grow continuously, thanks to our investments and inflow coming from burning Scepter. The larger the Treasury, the bigger the weekly airdrops. There's some neat things that we'll see later on, which kind of go into that a little bit. So how does Scepter Token work? So again, let's zoom in on here. So investors buy Scepter from the protocol, no DEX. Investors hold Scepter's value, increases daily. So the other neat thing here, you'll see a lot of protocols get affected by PancakeSwap. Actually, is probably the biggest one that shows that, and a lot of rebasing tokens, all these other ones got really wrecked by this. So PancakeSwap would take a piece of the pie and they'd get paid in the tokens that are being traded. So let's say this token would then be dumped by them and they'd accumulate quite a bit of them and unfortunately dump the token and then cause a big price drop. There's been some recent ones that have done that. And so it's just kind of really hard on the protocol. So with this one, because you're only using USDC to buy it on their site, you're not actually being affected by a DEX at all. So it avoids that completely, which is really, really cool. Investors hold Scepter value, increases daily. Investors burn Scepter to receive Baton. So this is sort of a simpler version of it. Or the investor sells Scepter to receive USDC. And it's 100% backed. So, and then actually here it goes through the formulas. So Scepter's backing price, so the treasury value divided by this. So this is the math that they talk about, and it's backed and as they grow. And some neat things we're going to see later on about how their treasury works and how they invest their money. The taxes serve several purposes: feed the Scepter treasury and our investments, support Scepter backing price and therefore Scepter's price appreciation, and ensure investors selling actually increases the value of Scepter tokens. So again, even the selling helps increase it because it's not, again, on a DEX and stuff. Right, so on to Baton Token. Baton is a reflection token. So as we spoke about, our innovative treasury and nature of Baton burnt Scepter makes it truly unique. It offers an option for investors who want to sustain and passive source of income. So kind of a rebasing token, but really well protected, so kind of doesn't give you that risk that you're getting into with that, which is pretty awesome. Investors burn Scepter, so again, just sort of an in-detail version of that one, so I don't think we need to go into too much detail there. The rewards of Baton Treasury are distributed as such, 45 compounded, so to increase airdrop value over time. So this was the other neat thing, which I don't think I focused on when I was going through the first pages. Because of the way it's set up, even the airdrops, if you don't do anything with them, so if everybody that gets into this project just holds the Baton token, the 45% of them are compounded back in, so it's doing that work for you. And so you're creating, with 45% of your investment, basically, you're creating the compound effect automatically without having to do all the actions yourself. And then 45% are used for the airdrops that you get, in which case you can then choose to do your own compounding or take your income, whatever you want to do. And 10% are sent to the dev wallet because they got to get paid too. Moreover, Baton Token can be redeemed quick for a quick source of cash. However, the price will be fairly low, so it is not recommended. So because, again, the way it stabilizes itself, it's not really made for a pump and dump kind of idea. So again, protected from that, which is really awesome. Wand Token, one of our innovations in this model, so technically I guess a third token, is that they have this 100% back token with Wand. So we will use Wand, who is equal in value to Scepter, as a token meant to continuously increase the value. So this is how they're creating that environment to create the constant positive upflow. Is the Wand is kind of that backing to almost like an LMS system works, the liquid management systems, but it's using it in a different way in order to increase the value of the token continuously. So this is what this is doing, and it's creating a little bit of slower, more uptick value of the Scepter token by using it. Because it will increase in value and it will only borrow stable coins against it, the risk of liquidation is close to zero. We will also closely monitor Scepter and Wand value to react quickly if it were to decrease and take action to avoid liquidation. Stablecoins will be borrowed at 10 to 15% APR. So this is the lending platform that's going to be coming out later, and they'll reinvest them in places where they can gain 20 to 50% APR, and the difference between the two will be a net gain for the protocol and investors. So this is again how it's going to feed that treasury and feed those airdrops and different things. And again, I believe that'll go into more detail in a minute. So treasuries, one will work with 3 treasuries: the Scepter Treasury for the low risk investment, the Baton Treasury for a medium risk, and then a risk treasury. So this is pretty cool too. They will take some of the funds that as they are collateralized on all fronts, then they'll take some leftover funds that are over and above what they need and use that in higher risk investments to help create more airdrops and create better price action. So it's just really cool little symbiotic relationship between all these maths, as they call them. So I'm just going to go down to this one because it kind of just illustrates it quite nicely. So these are the 3 treasuries that we're looking at. So Scepter Treasury, low risk investments, rewards distributed, reinvested, sent to Baton, and then goal, increase Scepter floor price. So fairly simple, low risk, just slow and steady growth. And then the Baton Treasury, low to medium, 45 reinvested and 45 airdrops, and then they create their treasury in here to grow. And then from those, they're going to be able to create some of the rewards and stuff, so reward distribution. They're going to spread what they make out of these higher risk investments and put them into evenly between the 3 of them. So again, creating more compound, more growth without having to risk really anything. Goal sees high growth opportunities without risk of Scepter and Baton treasuries. So really, really unique that I've seen anyways on the market. I'm sure some programs work similarly, but maybe are not advertising as transparently what they're actually doing. And so this gives me a lot of confidence in the way this is being run. All right, governance. WAND is a community-driven project. The community votes on all important decisions, and the elected governance council has the critical role in the platform's functioning. What I read by this, and I think when you go through detail, you'll see, is the idea is there's voting happening, but there still is an elected governance council that has basically final say, just to make sure that it's doing what's right for the people. And security. So as I went through last time, there was some audits and KYCs. I think one of my last videos, I kind of went through this. So KYC by Obsidian, and then Docs team is doxed by the governance council and vice versa. So they've shared between themselves. Again, audits from Certic. So this is one of the big guys. I don't know if it's actually finished yet, this one. So that could give some people some concern. Because these guys have been around for so long, I'm not as concerned for all this stuff. I mean, obviously we want to make sure that the contract's solid. And I believe with this one here, there actually was a full audit done on the contract. And if we go through here, yeah, so you're going to see a lot of things were resolved, and there was some different findings, both high risk, medium, but everything was resolved inside there. So again, they've done their due diligence, I guess, and made sure that everything was taken care of. And contracts multi-sig. So obviously the main contracts, all the different wallets that they're going to be using, and the wallets are held on our multi-sig. So all the treasuries. And so the governing council. So the nice thing is, I presume they're not giving it just 100% to team access. The governing council, which is elected by the community, so community members will have access to the treasury, so that not the whole team can just take it out and run, kind of thing. And so you got 4 of 6 to sign for the Scepter treasury, 4 to 6, and then for the risk treasury, it has to be 3 of the 4. So a little smaller group there, just because I'm assuming they have to act quickly on things, but still want it secure. And that's basically it for that. So let's head back to the website. Not a whole lot to do here right now because it is still new, but there's the dashboard where you're going to see how your setup is. So you'll be able to see how you have your funds split up and what your backing is, and you'll be able to see the treasury. So a lot of transparency here, your personal account and how it's set up. So some similar to some other websites, but definitely some of their own flair has been put on here. We'll go back to swap in a minute. Treasury obviously will be very basic and straightforward, but won't be active until everything gets launched. And then these other things are other projects coming. So there will be a bridge because they are going multi-chain, I believe. I read somewhere. And then there is going to be a lending platform, which we read about. And then where the voting will have, where the government's, I guess the team will be, or who's got governing rights. And then the voting will happen there, I presume. So other than that, right now, as I said, we're going to put a little $500 into the protocol now. For right now, you just get to buy Scepter. And so we're going to take care of that purchase now. Oh, good. Like kind of a max button there. And so as usual, you have to approve when it's your first time somewhere. So we're going to approve that contract. And now we get the swap. There we go. Sorry, a little error there. Something I probably did it too quickly. And your usual gas and whatnot. So there we go. So that's Wanda in a nutshell. As I said, I'm quite excited for this one. I really am. It just seems like a solid project. The fact that the team has been around building since February and the Discord's got 10,000 members. I didn't check the Twitter. I presume they've got a pretty good following there, which I should probably go and do. So I look forward to seeing how this launches. It launches, I believe, September 2nd. Right now it's just the whitelist and then and then there'll be a pre-sale. So I believe anybody can get into the pre-sale. I should have looked into that, so I apologize. But I'll leave a link to the Discord in there and you can go around and have a look for yourself. If you enjoyed this video, obviously please like and the usual subscribe. But on top of that, please support. If you felt like this was a good video and you felt like this product gives you some comfort, go in and definitely do your own research and have a little closer look at the Discord. Talk to some of the guys. There's mods in there all the time. Head in there and have a little chat. And I've talked a few times to Evil Cupcake, so he's a great guy. They've been in there having fun with the Gartic challenges and all that fun stuff. So if you get a moment, head on by and say hi. Thanks so very much and have yourselves a wonderful day.